Have you ever sat down to enjoy a delicious piece of fish thinking you were making a smart, healthy choice, only to later find out that what's on your plate could actually be harming your brain, your heart, and even speeding up the aging process? For anyone over the age of 60, this isn't just a hypothetical concern. In fact, according to shocking research published in The Lancet in 2023, eating the wrong kinds of fish just twice a week could increase your risk of stroke and memory decline by a staggering 70 to 80%. Here's the frightening part that no one talks about. Most seniors are unknowingly consuming the wrong types of fish every single week. These are fish packed with mercury, dangerous toxins, and hidden inflammatory compounds, yet many people still believe they're making a health-conscious decision. But there's some good news, too. New findings from the Journal of Gerontology reveal that eating the right fish can lower your risk of developing Alzheimer's by as much as 40%, support your heart health, protect your arteries, and even slow aging at the cellular level. So, in tonight's segment, I'm going to walk you through the complete truth, the 4 fish you should never touch after turning 60, followed by the 4 fish you should be eating daily if you want to stay sharp, strong, and independent well into your later years. And just so you know, every claim I'm about to share is grounded in peer-reviewed science, not hearsay, not hype, and definitely not fear-mongering. You'll find all the original sources linked in the description below, so you can verify every point for yourself. Before we jump in, I'd love to hear from you. What fish do you eat most often and why? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one and try to reply to as many as I can. If you're new here, I'm Dr. James, and this is True Wellness, where we explore science-backed strategies designed to help you live stronger, longer. Now let's get into it, starting with the 4 fish you should never eat after age 60. Worst fish number 4, imported catfish. At first glance, catfish seems like a harmless, even smart choice. It's mild in flavor, easy to cook, and often one of the cheapest fish options available in grocery stores. But here's the hidden danger. If your catfish is imported, especially from overseas farms in parts of Asia, it could be one of the most contaminated fish you'll ever put on your plate. The problem starts with how these imported catfish are raised. Many farms operate in extremely overcrowded conditions. Disease spreads quickly in these environments, so the fish are heavily dosed with antibiotics, often the kinds banned in the US. And here's the scary truth. Those antibiotics don't just disappear. They accumulate in the fish's flesh, and when you eat that fish, those residues end up inside your body. For seniors who often have weakened immune systems and reduced detoxification capacity, this can contribute to antibiotic resistance, making real medications less effective when you truly need them. But that's just the beginning. Independent tests have uncovered residues of banned chemicals and carcinogens in imported catfish, substances that simply have no business being in your food. These fish are often raised in polluted, unregulated waters that absorb industrial runoff, heavy metals like mercury, and lead. These toxins build up silently in your body over time. For older adults who naturally process toxins more slowly, this can mean higher risks of kidney damage, neurological dysfunction, and even cancer. There's also the issue of chronic inflammation. Imported catfish are usually fed unnatural diets loaded with corn and soy, leading to a dangerously high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. And while some omega-6s are necessary, too much, especially without sufficient omega-3s, triggers inflammation. For seniors dealing with arthritis, autoimmune issues, or cardiovascular disease, eating this fish is like pouring gasoline on a fire. To make matters worse, imported catfish are nutritionally poor. They provide low-quality protein and contain almost none of the essential nutrients you'd expect from fish. Essentially, you're consuming empty calories laced with risks. So while a catfish fillet might look like a budget-friendly dinner, the hidden cost to your long-term health could be enormous. If catfish is on your menu, always choose U.S. farm-raised varieties, which follow stricter regulations and are free from many of the toxins and contaminants found in imported options. Worst fish for 3. Tuna. Tuna has long been considered a healthy staple, lean, rich in protein, and endlessly versatile. From tuna salad to canned tuna in pasta dishes, it's been a go-to in American kitchens for decades. But for seniors over 60, this beloved fish hides a silent and invisible danger. Mercury. Tuna, especially larger species like albacore, white tuna, and big eye, sit high on the ocean's food chain. They live long lives and eat smaller fish, allowing mercury to build up in their flesh over time. When you eat tuna, that mercury doesn't simply leave your body. It accumulates, especially in tissues like the brain and nervous system. For younger people, low levels of mercury may not cause immediate issues, but for seniors whose detox systems have slowed with age, mercury becomes far more dangerous. Research has shown mercury exposure can lead to memory loss, confusion, tremors, numbness, and mood swings, symptoms that are often misdiagnosed as normal aging or even early dementia. The cardiovascular impact is just as serious. Mercury disrupts electrical signaling in the heart and increases stress on blood vessels, raising the risk of arrhythmias and heart attacks. A 2023 study in JAMA Neurology found seniors with elevated mercury levels due to tuna consumption had up to a 65% higher risk of cognitive decline. And here's the truly alarming part. Most seniors have no idea that eating just 2 servings of albacore or big eye tuna per week can push them past the safe mercury threshold. That means millions are unknowingly putting themselves at long-term risk while thinking they're eating healthfully. Even canned tuna isn't completely safe. While light tuna, often skipjack, has lower mercury levels, it still carries enough risk to warrant strict moderation, especially for seniors. The convenience of canned tuna makes it a near daily habit for some, but over time, this repeated exposure can cause mercury buildup until irreversible damage is done. So, should you give up tuna entirely? Not necessarily. If you enjoy tuna, opt only for light canned tuna and consume it no more than once or twice a month. But the truth is, there are much safer, equally convenient options out there that won't fill your body with heavy metals. When it comes to your memory, mood, and heart health, tuna simply isn't worth the risk. Worst fish number 2, king mackerel. Mackerel can be one of the healthiest fish choices or one of the most dangerous depending on the variety. And unfortunately, many seniors don't realize the difference. While Atlantic and Spanish mackerel are relatively safe, king mackerel is extremely high in mercury, making it one of the worst choices for anyone over 60. King mackerel is a large, long-living predator. The longer a fish lives and the higher it sits in the food chain, the more toxins it accumulates. For king mackerel, the primary concern is mercury and not in trace amounts. This species has some of the highest mercury concentrations among commonly eaten fish. Why is that such a big deal for seniors? Mercury is a neurotoxin. It attacks the brain and nervous system, exactly the areas already more vulnerable with age. Eating king mackerel even just a few times per month can push your mercury exposure past safe limits. The results: memory issues, difficulty concentrating, mood disturbances, tremors, and symptoms often confused with aging or even early Alzheimer's. Your heart isn't safe either. Mercury damages blood vessel linings, increases oxidative stress, and disrupts the heart's electrical rhythm. For seniors already dealing with high blood pressure, heart arrhythmias, or cardiovascular disease. This can accelerate decline dramatically. To make matters worse, king mackerel is often sold under the generic label mackerel in stores and restaurants. Unless you specifically ask, you may unknowingly be eating the dangerous variety. Both the FDA and EPA include king mackerel on their do not eat list for seniors, pregnant women, and children. It's one of the only fish officially discouraged due to its mercury content, and if you have compromised kidney or liver function, conditions that are more common in later years, your body is even less capable of clearing mercury from your system, making the risk even more severe. It's important to note not all mackerel is bad. Atlantic and Spanish mackerel are smaller and lower in mercury and can be a smart addition to your diet. But when it comes to king mackerel, the safest decision is simple. Avoid it completely. Worst fish number 1, farmed tilapia. This one often surprises people. Tilapia is one of the most consumed fish in the U.S. It's affordable, accessible, and often promoted as a healthy choice. But the reality is quite the opposite. Farm-raised tilapia may be one of the worst fish a senior can eat. Let's start with how it's raised. Most tilapia is farmed in crowded cages or ponds, so densely packed that the fish swim in their own waste. These filthy conditions are breeding grounds for bacteria, parasites, and disease. To keep the fish alive, farmers flood the water with antibiotics, pesticides, and antifungal agents. And those chemicals don't vanish. They accumulate in the fish and eventually in you. Even more disturbing is the feed. To cut costs, tilapia are often fed a diet made from corn, soy, and even chicken feces. Yes, you read that right. This unnatural diet disrupts the nutritional quality of the fish, leading to an incredibly skewed omega-6 to omega-3 ratio as high as 11:1. A healthy balance is closer to 2:1. Excess omega-6s, especially in this ratio, cause rampant inflammation. For seniors already battling arthritis, heart disease, or Alzheimer's, eating farmed tilapia is like fueling a fire of chronic inflammation. In fact, studies show that tilapia can raise inflammation markers more than bacon or burgers. That's right. Some researchers have dubbed it the junk food of the sea. But the risks don't end there. Farmed tilapia often contains dioxins, toxic industrial pollutants that accumulate in fat tissue and linger in the body for years. Dioxins are linked to cancer, hormonal imbalance, and immune suppression, all particularly concerning for older adults. Nutritionally, tilapia offers very little. It's low in omega-3s, selenium, and vitamin B12 compared to wild fish. So what you're really eating is low-grade protein with a dangerous chemical payload. And that's the sad part. Most people eat tilapia thinking they're making a healthy, budget-friendly choice. But when better, safer fish are available, like sardines, trout, or wild-caught cod, there's no reason to settle for this toxic imposter. For those over 60 who want to protect their joints, brain, and heart, the bottom line is clear. Avoid farmed tilapia completely. It's not neutral, it's actively harmful, from dangerous waters to healing choices. Now you know the truth. Not all fish are created equal. Some, like imported catfish or king mackerel, might look harmless on the surface, but beneath that flaky flesh lies a buildup of toxins, inflammatory fats, and hidden dangers that can quietly chip away at your health. And for seniors already dealing with joint pain, memory issues, or heart concerns, the wrong fish can make things worse, even accelerate decline. But the good news? The right fish can do the opposite. Packed with brain-protecting omega-3s, minerals that support bone density, and anti-inflammatory nutrients, certain fish are among the best healing foods you can eat after 60. Even better? These healthy options are often affordable, clean, and easy to find. So let's leave the danger list behind and dive into part 2. the 4 best fishes for seniors over 60, starting with a fish that doesn't always get the spotlight but deserves a regular spot on your plate. Best fish number 4, wild-caught Pacific cod. When most people think of healthy fish, their minds immediately jump to salmon or tuna, but quietly hiding in the background is a nutritional powerhouse that deserves far more recognition: wild-caught Pacific cod. This mild white fish may not boast the vibrant pink of its flashier cousins, but when it comes to senior health, it punches far above its weight class. Let's break down why Pacific cod is a must-have for adults over 60. First, the nutritional numbers are remarkable. A single serving of wild-caught Pacific cod delivers roughly 40 grams of complete high-quality protein with less than 2 grams of fat and only around 180 calories. That's an ideal nutrient profile for combating sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that affects nearly 50% of people over 80. Without adequate lean, bioavailable protein, muscles weaken, balance deteriorates, and independence slips away. Cod steps in as one of the most efficient protein sources available, providing fuel for muscle retention without burdening the body with excess fats or calories. But the benefits don't stop at protein. Cod is a superstar in selenium, a trace mineral that many seniors lack. Just one portion supplies over 100% of your daily selenium needs. This mineral acts like a microscopic shield for your cells, supporting healthy thyroid function, enhancing immune strength, and fighting oxidative stress, the silent, aging force that rusts your body from the inside out. Studies from the NIH have shown that seniors with higher selenium levels experience better cognitive function and lower rates of age-related decline. So when you choose cod, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're defending your brain. Pacific cod also provides a solid dose of phosphorus, which partners with calcium to keep bones dense and fracture resistant, and vitamin B12, a vital nutrient that becomes harder to absorb with age. B12 deficiency can lead to anemia, fatigue, nerve problems, and even memory issues. Cod offers it in a highly absorbable, natural form, supporting the nervous system and helping you stay sharp and steady. And when it comes to purity, cod stands tall. Unlike long-living predatory fish that absorb mercury and industrial toxins, wild Pacific cod has a relatively short lifespan and swims in the cold, clean waters of Alaska. That means far fewer contaminants and a safer, more sustainable food choice. In fact, Alaska's cod fishery is one of the best managed and most sustainable in the world. Best fish number 3, sardines. At first glance, sardines may not impress. They're tiny, often packed in cans, and frequently overlooked in favor of more glamorous seafood like salmon or tuna. But don't let their humble appearance fool you. Sardines are one of the most powerful superfoods seniors can eat. Especially after age 60, these small fish offer enormous health benefits. Let's start with their biggest strength: omega-3 fatty acids. Sardines are one of the richest natural sources of omega-3s, delivering more EPA and DHA per serving than nearly any other fish. Why does this matter so much for older adults? Because as we age, our bodies naturally create more inflammatory compounds. That inflammation is the hidden root behind arthritis, joint pain, clogged arteries, heart disease, and cognitive decline. The omega-3s in sardines work like cellular firefighters, putting out the flames of chronic inflammation, improving blood flow, and protecting your arteries and brain. And this isn't just theory. Clinical studies repeatedly show that seniors who eat fatty fish like sardines at least twice a week experience lower rates of heart disease, improved mobility, and even better mood stability. But the benefits of sardines go far beyond just omega-3s. They are one of the very few natural sources of vitamin D, a nutrient that becomes harder to produce and absorb with age. After 60, the skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight, leading to silent deficiencies. That deficiency can cause weaker bones, slower healing, higher fall risk, and even depression. Just one can of sardines provides around 40% of your daily vitamin D. Add that to the calcium and phosphorus in their soft, edible bones, and you've got a nutritional trio that fortifies your skeletal system. The calcium in sardines is highly bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it immediately, especially when paired with vitamin D. Best fish number 2, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. If there's one fish that nutritionists around the world agree is a medicinal food, it's wild-caught Alaskan salmon. For seniors, this isn't just a healthy option, it's a transformative one. Each bite of wild Alaskan salmon delivers a powerful combination of nutrients that actively support your heart, brain, muscles, and immune system in ways few other foods can match. Let's start with the headliner, omega-3 fatty acids. Wild salmon is especially rich in EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, two omega-3s critical for healthy aging. Why are these so important? Because they feed your brain. In fact, a study from the University of Pittsburgh found that seniors with higher DHA levels had larger brain volumes and stronger memory performance than those with lower levels. Salmon doesn't just slow brain decline, it actively helps your brain stay sharp, focused, and resilient, even into your 70s and 80s. But the benefits of omega-3s don't stop there. These fatty acids are also powerful natural anti-inflammatories. They help reduce chronic inflammation that contributes to joint pain, arthritis, heart disease, and even poor circulation. One clinical study found that eating wild salmon just twice a week significantly lowered levels of C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation closely linked to cardiovascular risk. Best fish number 1, rainbow trout. When people think of the healthiest fish, salmon usually takes the spotlight. But if you're over 60, there's one fish that quietly deserves the number 1 spot, rainbow trout. Why? Because it combines the omega-3 power of salmon, the purity of sardines, and the protein efficiency of cod, all while being one of the cleanest, safest, and most senior-friendly fish on the planet. Let's start with what makes trout so safe. Unlike many farmed fish that are raised in crowded, chemical-laden environments, rainbow trout raised in the U.S. are held to strict quality standards. They're raised in clean, freshwater systems with regulated diets and minimal contaminants. This means you don't have to worry about mercury, PCBs, antibiotics, or other pollutants